Hey there, I'm Shauna Dingman from Elevate Women's Health Centre in Sunderland, Ontario, and today I want to talk to you about kids' foot pain. I've seen a few kids over the last 2 weeks in my office who are complaining of foot pain, and I think it's actually really common at this time of year. Summer is coming, kids are out in their bare feet and their sandals and flip-flops, plus it's track and field season, and we're seeing a lot more kids that are complaining of foot pain than we did, say, 2 or 3 months ago in the winter months. So the question that parents are asking me is the foot pain just a foot pain, or is there something more important going on? And I think it's a great question to ask, because even if your kids are just simply having foot pain, if it goes untreated for long enough, it's going to create a major problem in other areas of the body, because they're taking steps on that sore foot all the time. They're going to change how they're walking, and that's going to create problems in their ankles, their knees, their hips, or their spine. But it can also work the other way. Sometimes the foot problem is a symptom of a much larger core problem in their spine and nerve system. So think about this. Say for whatever reason their hips, their pelvis is not moving properly, it's going to change the way they walk. And over time, with every step they take, that can create altered foot mechanics, which can create a lot of pain. So yes, we want to make sure that we take care of the pain and get them out of pain, but we also want to make sure that if there is a larger issue going on, that we can fix the root of the problem so that we don't have recurring foot pain. So how do you know? That's the question that I want to help you with. And I'm going to give you 3 clues that you can ask yourself or your kids. So to figure out whether or not what they've got going on is just simple foot pain, they've done something in track, or maybe they've just been out running around and their feet aren't quite used to it yet, and really it's foot pain and there's nothing more. Ask yourself or ask them, have they ever had growing pains, now or in the past? The second question you can ask is, have they ever complained of ankle pain, knee pain, hip pain, or back pain? And the third question that you can ask is, what is their posture like? So when you're looking at posture, ideally, when you look at the child from front to back, when you're looking right at them, you want to see that their eyes, their shoulders, and their hips are all level and parallel to the ground. When you look at a child from the side, what you want to see is that their ear is directly lined up over their shoulder, which is directly lined up over their hip, their knee, and their ankle. So that side view, those points should all be in a straight line, okay? If the answer to any of those, have they ever had growing pains, have they ever had pain in their ankles, knees, hips, or back, or is their posture not what it should be? If the answer is yes to any of those 3 things, then it warrants further assessment, because there likely is a much larger problem going on. Now, if they're having pain in their feet, regardless of whether there's a larger core issue in the spine and nerve system, we want to make sure that we can help to get them out of pain. So I'm going to give you a couple of different ideas here that you can try at home. They're very simple, and for the most part, they're free, which is great. So the first thing that I want you to look at is the footwear that they have. So if I look at this shoe, see how easy I can twist this shoe. This shoe, even though it has really nice soft memory foam insoles here that feels great on Cole's foot, it doesn't actually have a whole lot of support in it, okay? And likely if they're having foot pain, they need to have maybe a little more support in their shoe. This is my running shoe. My feet need a lot more support than my son's do. So I choose a shoe see how difficult it is to twist this shoe. This shoe has a lot of grid stability and support in it. So support may be something that can really help to ease some of the foot pain. Another thing is, take a look at what you've got inside your home. Most of us have a lot of hardwood or ceramic floors, and if kids are walking around in their sock feet or bare feet, that can actually really hurt the plantar fascia of their feet. So one of the things that I do for that is it's kind of ugly, but these are my indoor shoes. So I only wear this shoe inside the house. It never goes outside, so that way I don't have to worry about wearing shoes that are dirtying my carpet. And I have a pair of custom fit orthotics that just slide right inside. So that's another idea. You can buy, a set of Birkenstocks or some kind of a shoe for your kids that only get worn inside, and you can put in either a generic foot support or even a custom fit orthotic for that. Okay, so that's the first thing. The next thing you can do, oh, you know what? One more thing I wanted to say about that is remember, especially if they're in elementary school, they have indoor shoes and outdoor shoes. We're often looking at their outdoor shoes because that's what they're running around in, but we have to remember their indoor shoes are just as important because they're in them for 8 hours a day. Even though we think they're just sitting at a desk in them, they're not. They're walking around. All the schools have cement floors, so the indoor shoes are really important as well. So take a look at both of those shoes. So the next thing that you can do to help ease their pain if they have it is just take a water bottle, put it in your freezer overnight, and then the next night, just have them roll the sole of their foot like that, both feet if they're sore, over the frozen water bottle. And what that will do is help to decrease some of the inflammation that's in their foot. And a lot of times what's causing the pain is the inflammatory byproducts of the aggravation in the foot. Another thing that you can do is while they're lying on their tummies, just take some coconut oil or some olive oil and get in there and just kind of strip out the plantar fascia or the bottom of their foot. When I was doing this on a patient the other day, I could feel all sorts of crackly stuff in there, and that's scar tissue that's forming in the plantar fascia. And when you can get in there and just help to release some of that, it may be a little bit painful for them at the time, it should help. What I would do is I would work on the sole of their foot with the oil first, and then after I would have them roll on the frozen water to help ease some of the pain and decrease some of the inflammation that we can actually kick up with stripping out the bottom of the foot. So if that helps with their pain, it should help within 2 to 3 days, and hopefully the pain won't come back. If it doesn't help with the pain, if the pain persists, or if the pain goes away but then it comes back, it definitely warrants a more full investigation of what's going on in their body. Okay? I've got a free download. If you're wondering about posture and the best way to check posture, I actually have a free download you can take a look at. It's got 3 cool little tests that you can do on your kids or on yourself. Easy to do at home. It takes probably less than a minute. And if the tests are positive, it will tell you that their posture is indicating that there may be a structural issue in their spine and nerve system, which warrants a checkup. Okay? What I'll do is I'll slide a QR code, you know, one of those squares, squiggly, kind of funky patterns. I'll slide the QR code for it in the comments, and when you scan that QR code, it'll take you to where the download is. And let me know what you find out. If you have any questions at all, just ask. I'd be happy to help. I'm Dr. Shauna Dingman from Elevate Women's Health Center in Sunderland. Have an awesome day.